Hello everyone, this is Orc Chef Cooker. I'm wearing my sunglasses because of the sun. If I don't, I'll get a huge migraine. Of course, I'll have to put this off. Now last time we talked about your villainous laugh. Maniacal, threatening, and sly. Now we're going to talk about layers. L-A-I-R. Not Y-E-R-S. Don't even think about talking or thinking about Shrek right now. This is serious and supposed to be. Now, usually when thinking about a layer, you need to make sure that no one knows where you are and that you have total isolation. Try an island or an abandoned warehouse that no one knows where you are. Sometimes this requires faking your own death, which is a good way to become a villain, but if you still want to be known, that comes with some risk. But I'll cover that in another part. Anyway, as told to me by a YouTuber that has a series titled Epic How To, the basic things you need to look for in an evil lair. Fine. Fine. Screw it. One thing you need to look for in an evil lair is security and accessibility. If it's on an island, you could farm. If the island has a port, you can have supplies sent to the island. And make sure your layer can't be seen off the coast. If you can, try digging into the ground while constructing it. Not only will it give you more leg room, but it will also make it harder for you to detect. Also, don't try to copy Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. Even though he managed to make a lair inside a volcano, that wouldn't be recommended in real life. Most volcanoes, while inactive, still have lava in them. And if you try to dig into the side, you run the risk of burning yourself alive, not to mention, not to mention, not to mention killing your workers or minions. and as stated earlier, killing yourself. Also, if going for an underwater base, make sure the place is pressurized and won't fall apart. If you have segments of the base that go into the water, make sure no damage can be done to it. Try titanium if you want to go underwater. It's known to be one of the strongest metals in the world. Also, for those of you who want to make a base in the mainland, going underground is also an option. Just make sure you don't alert anyone. If you want to make sure you remain anonymous. When you try to find a construction company to help you build or dig, try asking the contractor if it's optional to remain anonymous. If it is, do it. You don't want them learning your name. Also, once you do have your lair, make sure you don't do anything to get you placed on the radar. That's the quickest way to get shut down. Now, let's talk about the security. What you'll need is security cameras, a few traps that your minions know where they are so they don't set it off, and a few other things you need for later, like a holding cell, interrogation, an inner sanctum, or throne room, whichever you prefer, and of course a training room for new recruits. Now, the training room should have everything you need for training someone. Consider what you want them to do and keep that in mind when you tell them that they need training. The inner sanctum, well, that's for you to decide what goes in and out. Just make sure it's within your budget. Spend too much and that's another good way to get on someone's radar. First hiccups, then a cough. Interrogation. Do I really need to explain that one? If I do, well, you should probably look up a CSI interrogation room. I mean CIA. Something I didn't cover in the last part, do not make your base in an abandoned military base. Though it may have a lot of good supplies, that's all it's good for. Now back to the second part. And of course the holding cell. Make sure you have a minimum of 5 cells at least. You can have more, but as I've said before, spending too much or carrying certain items to your base can make you look suspicious and, of course, put you on someone's radar. And that's something you don't want. Now it's time to move on to step 3, funding. You have your base, you have your minions, you have everything else. But how are you going to pay them? Simple. Send them out on jobs. For villains, jobs are mainly like crypto mining, which is like Bitcoin mining, or or just robbing somewhere. And make sure it's planned. You don't want something going wrong and one of your men getting captured. That'll for sure lead to your capture in turn. Let's see. Covered funding, security, bases. What else is there? No, shoot. I almost forgot. Another thing you need in your base is the minion quarters where they eat and sleep. Make sure they're well treated so they're very loyal to you. If you don't treat them right, they'll, of course, report you. And while they may get themselves in trouble, they'll also get you in trouble. And you want to avoid that as much as possible if you want to be a successful villain. Although, the ones who are still loyal to you, you can just have them kill him. Also, not recommended unless you have a freezer or other way to get rid of the bodies. By the way, I am not By the way, I am not copying all of this information from the old game Evil Genius. Although that game could be a good analog for what you need to do in real life to become a villain. Of course, if you also want to fund your lair, you could try what is done in the game and try opening up a few things on the island. It may bring some risk to it, but given the profit, it'll also bring reward. And given the average earning rate of a hotel, especially on tropical islands, you'll be earning quite a lot, provided no one goes over to your lair. If you do decide to do this, just mark your front door as do not enter. People smart enough to heed the warning, and maybe some assistance with guests or outdoor security, will make them take the hint. That said, you'll need to train a few minions in housekeeping and other hotel duties, as well as someone to actually bring the funds to you. Well, I think I covered everything. But one thing's more to say. Anything else you decide to add to your add to your layer, it needs to be unnoticeable and also functional. In the next in the next lesson or episode of Villain Bootcamp, I'll cover look and name. See you later.